If he fights emotionally, this fight is not under our control. But if he fights behind a game plan, we win easy.
Well, Jarvis,
double jab right hand there from Jarvis right away.
Straight in.
Oh, big shots already from Jarvis. I don't like the way that Gibbs taking some of these shots already.
Well, Jarvis set out his stall. He came out throwing the bombs, looking to disrupt the rhythm of AnEsonGib.
We know Gibb is a 5-round fighter. Sometimes it does take him a little bit to heat up. Jarvis starts quick. So that might be a story we want to keep our eye on during this fight. Jarvis may start this fight quick, but Gibbs going to be around unless Jarvis can put it down. Oh, big shot.
The right landed again cleanly.
He's finding a home for it. Gibbs going to have to show a little bit more variety in his, not only in his defense, but in his jab, right? He pumps that jab out, but he doesn't do it enough downstairs and up. I want to see some variety this time.
Stop! Step back!
I've got to be honest, I know the tension. We saw the tension in the air. We saw the stare down. I didn't think the pace would start so frantically in this bout.
And you know what? Watching it, it's funny you use the word frantic. Gibbs got a lot of happy feet right now, right? The feet are moving always, which is a good thing. But look at the stoic stance of Jarvis here. Very much planted, plodding forward, melodic stance, but continuing to move in exchanges.
It's energy conservation of the two.
Right, only used when needed. Double jab there from Jarvis, but it's not a lot of overexertion so far, which is good, because again, we're here for 5. That's a nice combination from Gibb. Again, nothing landing cleanly yet from Gibb, but he's finding a home on his jab. He's trying to work off that to get to range.
They're bubbling nicely at the moment. 3-minute rounds, 5 of them.
Looking for a big overhand there is Gibb. Off that jab, he's going to throw one around the guard. We do know that Jarvis keeps a very high guard, but he keeps it pretty tight. So the idea, it looks like, at least from Team Gibb, is to throw that jab to the body and then work around the guard. Overhands, hooks, things like that.
You mentioned the busy nature of Gibb.
Oh, there's one.
The right hand landed and he turned nicely again, Gibb, to keep the pressure on. I was just about to credit the footwork of Jarvis. It's impressing me. And then Gibb did that nice little turn off the line and kept the pressure on.
Absolutely. You're going to see some of the highest levels we have in sponsor boxes with both of these two.
Oh, watch the heads there, boys.
Oh, yeah. Head clash is definitely something we don't want. But again, you're looking at Gibb go around the guard.
He's settled down now, Wade.
Yeah.
Settled down.
He's starting to settle into this fight, which I thought we would see. As the round and the fight goes on, Gibb is going to settle in. And that motor, as we know, just does not stop.
Jarvis dropping the hands there, looking for the right to the body.
Oh, it's a nice right hand. It gets through there from Gibb again. Jarvis has to get back on that jab.
Yeah, the last half minute, he's just been out of range.
Just a bit. And now Gibbs teeing off a little.
Body and head, Gibbs a bit more relaxed, a bit more focused.
But again, the emotional game we talked about, Jarvis can't get caught trying to go tit for tat. If he takes one, he can't just be so anxious to get one back that he throws all these crazy punches and tries to come to range without any kind of setup, because that is where Gibb is successful.
You're right, we've got to remove the emotion. He's got to relax and just get to work.
There's a nice double jab right there.
At the right range, and that's how he started the first, is how he's starting the second.
Some big swings and misses there from Jarvis, but again, did a better job of getting his head off the center. One of the keys coming out of the Dazn in any fight was that Jarvis kept his head on the center line continuously. And maybe it was a part of the strategy to be able to hold that high guard and say, I'm just going to gas Tom out. One guy you're not gassing out is AnEsonGib.
And Gibbs beginning to work the body nicely now as well when he gets the opportunity, especially with the right hand.
Controlling the center right now, Gibb is. Jarvis having a hard time getting combinations going because Gibb is just so much with his onslaught, his pressure, right? The combinations, it isn't just the pace, it's the combinations behind it. You're trying to find avenues to throw and counter back, but you just can't.
And that right lands clean to the body again. He's settling into a nice little groove here now.
That was a beautiful frame from Gibb too. He jabbed, left that frame out there so that he could measure for his next shot. And ultimately it kept him at distance to where he didn't land, or he didn't get hit with a big one. You see Jarvis waving that right hand around, right? It's the tell. He knows, oh, that's another one that gets through. But Gibbs should see that right hand as Jarvis continues to wave, and he wants to go to it.
It's always a danger when you use, you know, one thing we see coming to modern boxing is the distraction jab.
Yep.
You've got to be careful with it.
Yeah, there's no purpose behind that shot. He can easily be slipped and thrown with some purpose behind.
You leave it hanging.
Absolutely.
And that's when it's slipped, and that's when the shot lands.
Again, you're seeing Gib on the front foot, giving no space to Jarvis here, right? Oh, nice left hand there from Gib on the ropes. And then solid jab to the body, and he's out of range.
That's been the problem for Jarvis in the second round.
Jarvis had a solid left hook there. And again, he's starting to walk down Gib now. He's had some success on the front foot, but on the back. And this was a question for both guys coming into this. I talked to even Kenny's coach, Daily Perales, who said, I don't know if either guy can box on the back foot. And that's going to be a challenge here, too. Who is able to control range, not only forward, but control it backward, walk your opponent onto shots, right? We haven't really seen that from either guy yet.
We haven't seen either dominate, really. You just feel it is that old cliche, the seesaw battle. It's going back and forward. And just when you think one of them's getting their range, the other comes back, and then they're just out of range again. Yeah,
and the tough part with Gib is when Jarvis meets him there in range, the jab is being there.
The jab for his own right hand.
I want to see Gib shorten up on some of these shots here, especially when we're in tight, when we're in the pocket. Shorten up on some of those looping shots, right? Yeah, you can still throw those hooks, but let's shorten them up just a bit. That was a nice right hand that got through there from Gib. One to the body as well. And he frames out well with the jab. That's good work.
Now that was the difference I said with Jarvis. If he starts to roll the other way, he can free up the space for that right hand. He throws a good right hook. He just hasn't found a target for it really cleanly yet. Then, that's what he needs. Then, slip outside, but make sure you're still close enough for that right to become effective.
It's a nice left hook on the entry there from Jarvis, but Gib, again, is very understanding where he's in danger now, right? You see that? 1, 2, let me frame out with my jab, get back to range, and start again. And again, frame out with the jab.
What I like about both men in this battle, which makes it so intriguing.
Nice three-punch combination from Gib there.
That was beautifully done, the way, the right, the left that came through. I was just about to say, both are very good at stopping the opponent building momentum. And as I said that, I just feel that Gib has just started to build momentum.
Yeah, this is what happens when you fight Gib. As the rounds go on, it feels like you're getting tired, and he is, right hand there.
This is what I'm on about. This is the momentum. Look, he's staying in there, and he's just beginning to build. Now, in the previous 2 rounds, the other one reacted, came back, so it was a bit more back and forth. I just feel Gib has really worked well this 3rd round.
His motor, it just doesn't stop, man. The volume of punches, it doesn't matter. This guy can go for 3 hours, it feels like, when he's in there. So as these rounds continue to go on, Jarvis has got to answer. He has to answer, because you'll find yourself, without even knowing it, in a tidal wave. That's what Gib does to guys, so Jarvis has to have an answer here. He's got to regain the respect he had in the 1st round.
I agree totally, because I'm really favouring Gib in this round now, and he's catching the eye.
And again, it's all off the jab. This is what I talked about as the fight started. I want to see Gib show some variety in his jab. Look at the upstairs, downstairs. Big right hand over the top, and then a left hook behind it. That's his go-to combination right now. He throws the big overhand, and then he wants to scoop that shovel hook underneath it with his lead hand behind.
And he's had success, and he's troubled Jarvis in this round.
Yeah, Jarvis is looking for answers right now. Beautiful
clipped again, right above our commentary position. That timing and accuracy was superb.
I hope we get a replay of that between rounds just to show how good Gib threw that shot and the levels behind what it took to land it. And now he's going to the body as well.
This is a big round for Gib, Wayne. This is a big round for him.
And Jarvis, like I said, he's got to stop the leaking here. He's got to turn off the faucet. If not, Gib's just going to continue to try to walk forward.
It's not that he's in dire.
That's a nice right hand from Jarvis. That's what he needs.
Well, he had to get back with something. It's not like he's in dire trouble.
He has to turn the tide here, Malcolm. He has to. This has got to be, I mean, if we're talking about a fight going one way, it's starting to go toward Gib.
I agree totally.
Jarvis has to find a way now to figure things out and turn this fight. He's trying. The setups have to come off the jab, though.
What Gib's done well is Jarvis has been unable to retain the center, have you noticed? When he wants to put that pressure on.
And the referee finally warned Gib about it. I was wondering when it was coming. Gib is using his lead hand to frame, but he's also doing it in a super obvious way, which is against the rules of boxing. You can't just hold that hand on the head and use it to manipulate where it's going. You can be sneaky about it, Malcolm. You know that. But Gib just got caught doing it. Nice short uppercut there in the clinch.
And that's the problem for Jarvis. When he looks to assert authority, retain the center, Gibbs switches it. I've been really impressed. And as you said, it was nothing you hadn't said already, where you said watch him turn it up. As the longer the back goes on, the more you'll see Gibb come to the fore. And I think we're seeing that now.
Jarvis has got to get off the ropes here, man. He has to. He can't win this fight with his back to the ropes. He has to get off the ropes and throw something to get this pressure to stop. This Gibb is just onslaught. Like, that's great work from Jarvis, but you have to get off the ropes after it. Slide, turn an angle, because Gibb is chasing now. He's hunting. If you don't show him any resistance, that's a nice hook. Follow it up, though, because Gibb is taking those. We're in the pocket. This is a war back and forth in close range. You're seeing Gibb start to win a bit here.
It's because he's not allowing Jarvis out the back door. He's keeping him there.
Yeah.
It's lovely ring control. He's not following him. He's walking him down.
Yep.
He's keeping him pinned.
Look at that variety.
It's a huge round, Wade. This is a huge round so far.
Beautiful work there from Gibb. He goes to the body to start the combination, then goes upstairs, then, because he has met no resistance, goes back to the body to finish the combination.
Oh, he's in full flow now.
He's hitting whatever's in front of him. He doesn't care if it's body, arms, shoulders, chin, whatever, because Jarvis is feeling off that. Look at him shove off. No, you're getting back on the ropes where I want you.
He's disrupted Jarvis's flow. There's nothing worse when two of you are throwing, one of you to be out of range and out of sync, and the other one to be finding the target. And this is what's happening to Jarvis at the moment.
A lot of inexperience on Jarvis is what we talked about in the lead-up. This is the first time he's been pushed back like this in a fight, and he's really dealing with it because Gibb is just not stopping.
He's struggling now.
Yeah, this is Gibb throwing whatever he wants, Jarvis taking it, and then trying to throw Hail Mary punches at him.
He is dismantling Jarvis slowly but surely in this round.
Yeah. Big right hand there from Gibb.
And the legs ever so slightly. There isn't the balance there. There's not the...
That was a big right hand Jarvis had. But again, it can't just be one, Malcolm. It had to be more.
Two maybe in this whole round.
Yeah. As a fighter, you define yourself. On Gibbs' side, close the door. Shut the entire show down with this round. If you're Jarvis, you have one last gasp. Find it, whatever it is, whatever makes you go to that place in the doghouse with Mayweather. Find it right now under the lights, or else Gibbs gonna walk away with a big game.
The only hope for Jarvis is that right hand, but even as he tried to throw it, Gibb is catching him. Rounds 3, 4, and 5 for me have been really impressive from AnEsonGib.
And it's little by little how he sneaks up on you.
Oh, look.
Beautiful right hand there. Malcolm, he sneaks up on you though, man. All of a sudden, you're in the 5th round and you're like, hold on a second. How did we get here? Where was my offense? What happened to it? Because I was starting off so well. Gibb just slowly but methodically wears you down, and he's done it here again.
Yeah, he's breaking him, and in one respect, it's a pleasure to see the way the man's worked.
Nice right hand there from
That's
Jarvis.
the opportunity. That's what he has to do, but he can't.
But he's
take
tired.
shots.
He's tired.
And because of that, it's one shot. He can't do it in one shot.
No. And Gibb senses it. Nice right hand through there from Gibb as well. But Gibb senses it. When he does sense it, that just means he turns it up to the next level once again, which is so impressive, man. For guys that aren't professional boxers, that don't do this for a living, for Gibb to be able to put this kind of work on guys, again, I would love to see the, oh, beautiful. Uppercut, right hook behind it. I would love to see the punch stats at the end of this fight to see just how much output Gibb put on him continuously.
Especially from round 3 onward. It's like he used the first 2 rounds to figure out what Jarvis was doing and how best to work against it. And all he's done is stayed in the pocket, but he's circled.
Level change.
He's circled the whole time.
And again, oh, left hook upstairs. Beautiful. Right hand to the body, goes underneath it, left hook, and then goes upstairs with it. Gibbs putting that variety on Jarvis, man.
When have you seen him out of range from the 3rd round on?
He's been right there. And he said it. I told you, Malcolm. He said it was a gentleman's agreement. Both guys said, listen, meet me in the middle. Find out what happens when you meet me in the pocket. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not taking any back steps. And sure enough, Gibb has shown that here tonight. Last minute, it's Hail Mary time for Jarvis, man.
That big right has got to come from... It's got to come from his socks and catch him clean.
It does, man. It's got to come from his soul, and I mean in both ways. The soles of his feet and the soul inside, man, because it's got to be. Otherwise, Gibb is taking home a victory here, and Jarvis is just dead tired, isn't he?
He is. That's the other problem for him now. That right hand might not carry the sting anymore either. Oh, this is beautiful.
This is great work, man. Continuous onslaught here in this 5th round. Body work, then upstairs. That was a nice cheeky right hand from Jarvis, but again, it's the same old story. It's one hand and then nothing. One shot and then nothing. Gibb is just putting it on him time after time time here. Last 10 seconds. Looks like both guys are going to finish it strong.
Gib's been a joy to watch in the last 3 rounds. Absolute joy.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. 2 judges scored the bout 49 to 46, and the 3rd judge scores the bout 48 to 47. And your winner by unanimous decision, AnEsonGib!